um, graphics, and any type of those sorts of information. And then on the right, we've got a magazine cover. Students love these activities. We've been remaking these for years. I know in my classroom, I did like a National Geographic cover and a Time cover for different projects to make it look like that. Students love a template. They love something that they can follow visually and something that is informational to them as well. So what we're going to do is I'm going to throw this link in the chat for you. This is a resource slide. It's not going to be the slide you see on my screen because that's just information that you don't really need. What you need is the link I just put in the chat. And that link is going to take you to another slide that's going to look like this. And there are some hot spots, some buttons on here for you that you're going to need. We are going to be remixing a template, and we're going to be remixing that template by clicking on the identity graphic template. But first, let me talk to you about getting to Adobe Express. If you guys, I think you guys, if I remember, y'all have a single sign-on system. You have a place where you go to get your apps or what all the apps that you have, your single sign-on. If you go there and you look for the Adobe Express logo, you'll be able to jump into the logo. Thank you, Daniel, the class link. That's perfect. If you go to class link and you see Adobe Express, you'll click there. It will get you logged in, and then your screen will open and look like mine. It'll say, what do you want to make? Welcome to your name. And it'll have these items on there for you. So I'll give y'all just a second to locate that. Sometimes that's easier to get in there and get signed in before we click on any of our remix links. Thank you. Got some helpful links happening in the chat over here. Okay. I don't see anyone having any troubles in the chat or anything like that, so I will keep moving. All right, so back on this slide, if you click on that first link, that first button up there that says Identity Graphic Template, we're going to remix this one first. So if you click on it, it's going to open up into Adobe Express because you're already signed in. It's going to open it up directly to this template. You don't have to make a copy of it. You'll see that yours will say untitled, today's date. It'll give you some timing here. So make sure that you click that and it'll open up. And then I'm going to wait just a second to make sure everybody has time to do that. And then we're going to do some editing. Okay, Sarah, I'm not sure of the other program, but I will tell you that it will just depend. If it's in Classroom or you have it in one of your, if you're not using Google Classroom, if you're using a different LMS, you should be able to just click the link that's in there and it will open Adobe Express, especially if they're signed in on their machine, that will, it'll should log them in where they don't have to do both things. Okay, so if you're looking for this link, it is, you're going to click right here where it says Identity Graphic Template, and you can find that. Let me copy this link. If you jump over to this link that I just posted in the chat, that one will take you to this resource link, and we are on this very first button right here where it says Identity Graphic Template. Okay, so let's look at our template here. This is what we're going to be making. So if we had our students open up something that we've already created, a template we've already created, or we're using one of the several thousands that Adobe Express has for you to already use, it is very simple for students to recreate a template in a matter of a couple clicks, putting in their own information. So I can change out over here. Ice cream is one of my favorites, but I'm going to replace this icon here. So I'm going to actually just jump over into my left-hand side menu. I have templates. So here's all the templates I was telling you about that you can go through and grab. And then we have media. This is going to be our photos, our videos, and our audio. Text, add text anywhere. And then our elements, design assets, background shapes, and also icons. So those are the main things that you need to know over here on the left-hand side. I want to talk just a second about the media. You have full access to all Adobe stock photos, videos, and audio clips, and they are royalty free, copyright free. You're able to use these in project students as well, and they do have the education filter on them. So just know that your students are not going to be searching for things and finding inappropriate items. All of that has been filtered. This is the K-12 education version. So, but they have full access. They don't have to worry about the copyright on it, which is what's, to me, is completely priceless. Because I know how many times we're using Google Images and we get low quality photos and those that we are not sure if they're copyright free. So using Adobe Express gives you that ease of mind. Okay. All right. So I am going to actually go into my elements here. I'm going to find some new icons here. Favorite foods, definitely French fries. I just feel like French fries are an important food to many people, probably. I'm probably not the only one that feels that way. All right, so just click on that element. I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to take this piece of cake away and put my fries over here. I can change the color really easily. If I want it to be close to one of the colors that's up here, I can just grab that little eyedropper. I just grab this little eyedropper and fill that in. If I want to put in a different one and go over here and find another food, let's do pizza. Make it easy. Let's go with this one. It looks different. All right. So now I've got some different, oh, I clicked it twice. There we go. All right. Maybe I want to make that a different color. No problem. Grab my little eyedropper there. There we go. And I can come back and recolor that in a few minutes if I'd like. Now I have this gentleman right here in the middle and I want to put my picture in instead. So I'm going to click on the image. He has no background on it. I don't see anything in the background. So if I click on the image of this little boy, I can go over here on the left-hand side and I can actually click this square with the arrow, square with the arrow. This is the replace. So I can click on replace and I can pick from any of these images. Pizza's still in my search engine here, so I don't necessarily want that. So you could pick a picture of a person if you wanted to for just, if you're practicing along with me right now, you could go down to people and pick someone. I actually have one on my device. So I'm going to grab one from my computer just real quick. I'm going to put a picture of myself in here. Now, there's normally some big time magic built in. So I'm going to have to give a little bit of a disclaimer here. Normally, when you replace an image, when you click on the image and you click replace, the photo that comes in will have the same settings as the photo or the object that is there. However, in the last like 48 hours, there has been a bug that it's not working correctly right now. I know our team has reported it. Anytime Adobe Express is doing something that you're like, that hasn't ever done that before, you can click on these two little talking right here and it says submit feedback. You can click on those two little talk bubbles and submit that feedback. Their team really reads those to know that there's a bug or that there's something broken. So we've alerted them. I'm sure they're working on it. So I bet soon when you use Express, if you replaced an image that didn't have a background, yours also will come in without a background. But just, it's very easy to fix. So here's my picture of myself. I'm going to click on remove background and I'm going to watch this magic happen because it is very magical. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I've got my picture in here. It cropped it, which is fine. I'm just going to put myself down there. It took that whole background out, all those rocks, that whole scene that you saw. There we go. Let me check the chat real quick. Okay. All right. Looks like, thanks, Stephanie, for all your help over there. Okay. So I've got my picture in here now. I can go ahead and start changing the words if I want to. I can change the hobbies. So I'm going to put a different icon over here. I'm going to go into my elements And I'm going to do photography. All right. So look, it gives me some cameras. It gives me some different ideas. I'm going to go with this one. Oh, I really like this old school one. All right. So it puts that here. I'm actually going to change my mind and go with this one. All right. I can change my fill on that. I can make it black if I want to. I'm going to get rid of here. So notice I'm just moving these around. Over on my right-hand side, I have all of the individual pieces of my design. This is my layers. So if I added something new, or if, like on my picture here, if it was in the wrong place, I can literally just move it around. So let's move this heart. If this heart was up here, it would then be in front of the words. There we go. That heart, I just moved it in front of the words that were there. I would have to grab it and just move it, and it will move that layer so that you can see the other information. You don't have to right click, send to back, anything like that. If the layers bother you, you can just click the X, but don't panic. You can come back to them. Just up here at the top, these two little squares, that's your layers, it'll bring them right back. So you can close them temporarily and then reopen them back up there at the top. All right, let's play a little bit with our text here. So on this one, it says loves playing guitar, which actually I do like to play the guitar. But I can change my text. I can change my font, my fill color, all my text effects. What you're seeing with this one is in all capital letters, and it's all, the guitar is bigger, the loves playing is smaller. This is using the dynamic text field right here in the text layout. If I went to default, it would do this. So it was already typed out in all capital letters. And then if I want that dynamic back, I just click on there and it makes things certain sizes on its own. Here's one. Let me show you. Let me click on this one, show you the default. There it is. And then dynamic, it kind of rearranges that a little bit. So it does always do it in capital letters. So if you don't want it to be in all caps, you won't be able to use the dynamic. So let's say I wanted to change the font. I can go up here and look at this really long list of fonts. You really will be stuck in the font land for a while, especially if you're like me and you really love fonts. You can change it pretty quickly. You can jump in and use the recommended, which is my favorite one. It kind of gives you some, you can see your type already in there. So you can change that really fast. I'm gonna go back to this one. All right, there's my original. So you can change those fonts. It will show you that you have, if you put some in your branding, you'll keep those. So when you find your favorite ones, you can add it to your branding. The ones that are currently in use on this canvas will be in the in use. Then you have your recents. The ones that you've used recently will stay right here. And then that whole font list. So it does kind of help you a little bit. All right. Okay, I'm going to, I can change these colors if I want to. I can move them around. I want to give you a few minutes to play. You can go in and add other things. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to duplicate this real quick so I can make some changes. So up here at the top, I can click on add, and I'm going to go to duplicate. So now I have a second canvas. Here's my first one. Here's my second one. If I want to very quickly change my colors up, I can click up theme at the top. So I can click on theme, and then I can change my color, my whole color scheme by clicking on some of these themes. I may not love it. It may not be my favorite color scheme. This one is not too terrible. Let me go to this one. All right. Oh, they must be having a couple of bugs today, which is fine. This one is still great. Oh, there we go. All right, it opened back up when I opened it. So here's my page theme currently. I now have this shuffle, this little shuffle button up here. If I click on that shuffle button, it will change the colors in that scheme around to make certain colors more bold or to change how that flow is going there. So I'm going to go back to this one. That one seems to be the best. And then I can go in and start editing even from here. I can go in and say, whew, that pink is just too bright. I would rather use one of the other theme colors. No problem. Just click on those really easily to change them. I could put an outline on there. So let's say this is the same as the background color. There we go. Let's use that one. And I'm going to put a little outline on this one and there we go, black. And I can change the thickness on that if I want to. Makes it a little different. If I want to take that outline off, I just go back over here and I click the line. If I want to use any of my text effects, so I'll talk about what that one is in just a second. Shadow, it's just your normal drop shadows. So just like you probably have used in a million other types of programs, just your regular drop shadows. You can change your color of your shadow. I'm going to click on none on mine. Okay, close that one out. And then you also have this shape. So currently there is a shape on. I can tell because this is blue. This shape is the line above and the line below. So they're using this one right here. But look, I could add this behind it. I've obviously changed my text color. That's why you can't see it because it's using the same color. But I would be able to change that really, really easily. So there we go. All right. See, there's my text fill and my shape color. This one is kind of cool too. So if I clicked this one, I've got my text fill and my shape color, but if I cut out the text, it will literally make that text transparent and leave whatever the shape is behind it. So that's kind of a cool trick too, to be able to cut out your text. It's okay if you're not catching all these little tips and tricks right now because Adobe Express is so easy to use that the kids are going to find where to click on those buttons. They're not hidden. They're not there. You don't have to have like 300 little secret menus to figure out how to use them. They're very much so right there for you to just click and use. All right. Do I have any questions? I want to give y'all a few minutes to kind of practice this on your own. All right, I'm
Where
going
did
to
you go to do the theme? I'm sorry, I
Sure,
got
no,
logged out
perfect.
for a minute.
Now the theme is right up here at the top between resize and your background color. You can click on theme and then you can scroll through those colors. All right. I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes to work on this. I'm going to be right here. I've got my camera, my mic. You guys just, you can turn your mic off and ask or put it in the chat if you have a question. I'm just going to give you about 5 minutes to work on yours.
Hi, Brooke. I have a quick question.
Sure.
When I'm typing in the text boxes, for some of us with older eyes,
Yes.
they're a little small. Is there a way to see it elsewhere on the screen to make it like a little bigger?
So you can either like increase the size here, but if you want to do it within the design, you can use this right here. See how mine says 74%? You can kind of zoom in on your page
Right.
and
Well, I did that. I
okay.
just didn't know because and I was stretching the text box to type and then resizing it, but I was just trying to find a more shave a few seconds off kind of
Right.
way. So I was doing both of those things already, but I didn't know if there was a way to like visually isolate the text box. You know how sometimes it'll be over on like
Right.
a sidebar or something like that.
This new version of Express, it does it right on the page. A few
Okay.
months ago, it did actually have that editor on the right-hand side, but
Hmm.
yeah, now it's just in the middle of the page.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, just a couple more minutes. All right. Hopefully that gave you enough time just to make a few edits. You may not be completely done, but I wanted to give you just a few minutes to play with that. We've had some really good questions in the chat while we were working on that. If you upload a picture from your computer, does it stay? It does not currently stay. So it is a one-time upload. It doesn't put it in any type of like upload box for you. You'll just have it that one time, that one use. I will show you guys a quick little tutorial on the editing PDF when we get a few minutes. It's not something that I normally go over in this, but I bet we may have a minute where I'll show it real fast because it's so fast that I don't know that you'll need a whole lot of direction on it as well. Okay, so now that we've created our graphic, and if yours is not completely done, that's fine. I want to encourage you to make sure that you save what you're working on up here at the top because if not, we're gonna have a ton of untitled files, right? Okay, so you can type whatever you'd like up there at the top. It kind of gives you, that's where you save. It saves in the cloud. It automatically saves while you're working. Now, there are a couple things here that you can also do. If I click where this little number 2 is at the top, that's going to show me both versions of my file. I can click add and I can duplicate this page again. I could also add another project, brand new, that's the same size. So there it is. So it didn't duplicate it, it just duplicated the size. So I'm going to go back to this one again. Go to my add button. This time I'm going to do a custom size. And maybe I want this one to be, let's do a piece of paper. So let's do, whoops. Add, must have clicked something. There we go. And there we go. All right. So I'm going to do 8.5 by 11, which we all know is the standard size piece of paper. Add page. All right. In the same workbook here, I now have 3 of this size and this new one that's at 8.5 by 11. I could have also duplicated this page and then resized it. So I could do duplicate, and then I could click on resize. And now I want to make it, look, this one's, the poster is 11 by 17. I click resize. Here's my items. I can select them all, make them bigger, start moving my items around individually to fix that, to make it fit in that space. But you'll notice in my workbook, I've got all these different sizes going just in this one file. If I want to, I can also group items and lock items. So let's say on this heart, it keeps moving around. I don't want it to move. I can lock it, clicking the little lock, and now it is locked and I can't make changes to it. I can move the text, but I can't move that heart. So that's nice. Makes it a little bit easier, especially if you're working with your little students, you can lock those templates. If I want to group something, I can just drag across or hold down my shift key and it will select both of those items and then I can group. So now I've got a group. Those will now move together. You'll also see that I grouped them over here in my layers. You can use your right-click menu on a lot of these items as well to find other things to do. Copy, paste, duplicate, delete, bring to front, bring backwards, lock, all of those right there in your right-click menu as well. So I wanted to make sure that you saw that. Now, to get our project, like what do I do with this now? How do I save it? How do I send it? What do my students do now that they have this? It's very simple. They have a couple of options here. They can go to download. They can download just the selected page, so their final version. They'll download that one to their device and then upload that image wherever you guys are having them upload it to. If they do all pages, it will put it in a zipped folder. So selected page is normally what we're going to be working with. Stephanie, you may have to let me know. You guys, if I remember correctly, you guys don't have published to the web.
No, no publishing for
Okay.
students.
All right, no publishing for students. So teachers, you may have the option to publish to the web. If you do, the great thing here is when you click publish to the web, even if you're not publishing it all the way out, you're like, I'm not giving this out to the whole world. This is where you get the remix link. So if you make a template for your students, this is one of the easiest ways to give them that template. So I'm going to turn off these other ones. There we go. I'm going to click those. Now I've just got just the one file. Right here it says allow others to remix. When I toggle that switch on and I click publish link, it's going to take just a few seconds, and I'm going to get a copy link button down there at the bottom. That's the link that I would put into my learning management system for my students to make a copy of the template that I've created. So I would just click that copy link. If I were to paste that in the chat right now, it would open up to not this one, it would automatically open in your Adobe Express as a copy. So that's what the remix links do. There's no two-step process. You just do the share. I'm going to show that one more time. You go to share, publish to the web, and then I've already made this, so I'd have to unpublish it, but this allow others to remix has to be toggled on, and then you can get your link to make that remix template. So that's one of the best ways, easiest way to get your students working on a design. If you,
Brooke, I think publishing is turned off. I don't think you can do per group, so I think it's turned off. It's either for your
okay,
domain or not.
I got you. Okay.
So I think they have to make a
Make a
template.
template here?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. So there's another way to do this. And what you'll do is up here at the top where the 3 dots are next to your download button, you can click where it says make a template. And then you can title it, put your notes here, and then it will save it as a template and you can share it out that way. So there is another way. See, it says we will copy this file in your Brander library and then you can share from there. The only thing is sometimes when your students open up a template, instead of it automatically making that copy, they'll have to click on the 3 dots and just say duplicate file. Not that big of a deal. It's very simple. You just teach them to click the 3 dots, click duplicate file, and it will make that copy for them in their account. So it kind of just makes a view only of it. And then click those 3 dots, duplicate file, it opens up in theirs, and then they can share it back with you. So it's a very quick fix. All right. Okay. So now we have our file done here. I'm going to go ahead and download mine. So if you want to download yours just so that you have one that's complete, that's perfect. So we download our file there. Oh, I want to show one more thing. This is brand new. Just a couple weeks ago, Adobe Express launched Translate. So you can click Translate on your file here. So English is detected. I'm going to change it to a different language real quick. Let's do it in, let's do it in Spanish and Portuguese. All right, I'm gonna do it in both languages. Duplicate and translate. And now I have my graphic in the other languages. So there they are, just that quick. It was translated. It's kept all of my file exactly the same. All of my graphics are exactly the same. And then, but it translated those words that it sees. So I love that feature. It's brand new and I think it's amazing. Translate is right up here at the top. So right next to your background color line, you should see translate. And just one click of a button. I believe that it's reliable. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure if it's going through Google Translate. I'm not sure which translate tool it's using. In Adobe, it just launched, like I said, like 2.5 weeks ago. So, but I've used it several times already, just showing examples. And it also does it in the videos as well. So it's really, really nice. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to videos. So you have your template for this. We've downloaded it. So we have one artifact downloaded. To get our badge, we're going to have a couple artifacts. And it's okay if it's not perfect. It's okay if it's like, nope, this is not my best work. If you want to keep working on it, you can. But if you're like, nope, it's good enough for now, I understand what we're doing, that's perfect. All right. Sorry, I had like 13 things I was clicking there. Okay. We did that. All right, so we're going to talk about creating a video. The way I have to share today, you're not going to be able to hear my sound, which is fine because you guys, I'm just going to show the videos clips real quick. So why is it important to do video storytelling? This is what we all learn in. We all go to YouTube to learn over reading. Sometimes a piece of paper that's in a box, if we order something, it's like scan QR code to watch video. We almost are going to scan that QR code to watch the video every single time. Videoing is something that we learn from. So giving our students the opportunity to create these videos is as important as well. So this really is going to help with their engagement. And guys, this new video tool in Adobe Express is so good and it's so easy to use. I actually like that there are just enough buttons to make things fancy, but not so many buttons that I end up making a 1-minute video, but it took me like 12 hours to create because I had to use every single fancy button that there was. So these videos, there's actually a little audio on here. I'm not going to take the time to change our screen share, but you'll be able to see how it flows. Just a quick example of what you can do to make the video. All right. And then like this one is the teacher did actually a voiceover. So she's actually saying like, they are known as America's most common brood parasite. The male and females are colored the same. And then their feathers are made of melanin, which is brown. And it's like, what am I? And it's a blue jay. So you can make these really quick videos in Express, and I'm going to show you how, because I do love how fast it is to make videos here. So I'm going to click back on my A up here at the top at Adobe Express. That kind of gets me back to my home page. If I click on the A, it takes me back to my home page here. Here's all the items that I can do. Stephanie, do you guys have the AI turned on?
Not at this time. It's
Okay.
being evaluated.
Got it. No problem. Just want to make sure before I showed any of that. So on my home page here, I do have video. So I can click on video right here on the little square, and you're going to see that you have a bunch of different options. You can start from scratch. You can make an Instagram reel. That means it's going to be exactly the right size, or TikTok. Doesn't mean it's publishing those places. It's meaning it's already sized to fit perfectly on that platform. Okay. You do have some templates down here. So you could use a template to start editing, changing the way any of this looks. Again, you do have all of the access to Adobe stock photos and videos. So I'm going to make one from scratch. So you can do that right here. You can start from a video, or over here, I'm going to do one from scratch. So video, I'm going to create from scratch and just do this. Put some facts in here for you guys. All right, so here's my canvas. I've got nothing on my first scene down here at the bottom. And I'm on videos. It's opened up media over here on my left-hand side. It's clicked on videos, and I can start searching for backgrounds. So I'm actually going to do, let's do squirrels. I have become one of those people. I got a bird feeder that has a camera in it, and now I'm obsessed with all the critters that are in my backyard. Like, I can see them all day long. I now know what happens when I'm not around. It's really a lot of fun. Okay, so here's my squirrel video. You guys are going to see 26 seconds long. Got my squirrel in here. All right, I can add text right here on top of it. So I can add text, a regular text box, or I can find one that I already like the way it looks. Let's see. Let's use this one. All right. Actually kind of cracks me up, drama club member. I can change this. All right. This easy. Always panic that I'm going to forget how to spell the word squirrel when I use this example. All right. There we go. So now I can change the color of this text. I have full edit rights over it. I can ungroup. I can change anything I want to. So if I wanted to change the color, I can click here. I love using the eyedropper. It helps me find colors that are like in my video or already being used. So I'm also going to change this one here. Let me grab that. We're going to do this one. Yeah, there we go. Or actually, I'm going to probably use more of the white color. All right, perfect. So I've just kind of made my intro slide here. I know I don't need an intro that's going to last 20 seconds. So I'm actually just going to pull that back and shorten this. Let's do about 3 seconds. All right, so let's watch my 3-second clip. Okay, we're doing pretty good. My speed is set to the middle. I could slow this squirrel down. Now we have some very dramatic squirrel eating that's happening there. I could speed it up and make it faster so I can change the speed of my video. If it had sound, I could mute. If I needed to crop, I can crop. And then I can also add some effects to my words over here as well. So I'm going to click on my animations. Let's have it drift in. Once it's on the screen, we'll have it breathe, and then we want it to drift out. Okay, so now I've got animation. Let's check out that 3 seconds one more time. Nutty facts about squirrels. Look at that. It just flew in, it breathed a little, and then it drifted out. Man, we're like professional video creators over here all of a sudden. All right, I'm going to add another scene, go back to my media. Let's, maybe I just want a photo this time, not a video. So I'm going to do squirrel again. All right. Maybe I'm going to put this picture in here. I'm going to set it to the background. I want it to be nice and big. There we go. I could put some more text on here. All right. So I'm just going to leave it at add text so you guys know that there's text there. Again, I can put that shape. Remember we talked about shapes? This would probably be a good one to put a shape behind so that we can see it better. I can add that animation so that maybe it drifts in as well. Loop. I don't want it to do anything loop. There we go. It's going to drift in. Now, in between my scenes down here at the bottom, I now have a plus sign. This little plus sign, if I click on it, I can add a new scene or I can even add a transition. So I'm going to dissolve in between my two there. So now I've added that transition. I can see it's got the little arrows. And I've got this one. It's at 5 seconds. I'm going to move it down a little bit. All right, we're going to get fancy one more time. I'm going to go back into my media here. My photo. Let's do a playground. All right, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to set that to my background. There we go. There's my background image. And then I'm going to go back to my videos. I'm going to find another squirrel. Hey, oops. Shouldn't have clicked. There we go. I know that this guy, although it takes a while, I'm going to remove the background on my squirrel video here while I check the chat real quick. Is there a way to type in a duration? So no, you actually just drag the little slide bar over for that duration. Now you can show your timing layers here. That kind of gives you a little bit more. You'll see your layers as you add things. Okay, here's my squirrel. I'm going to crop it so that it's more. And I just double click to crop. I could crop it in a shape. I'm going to add this squirrel right here. All right, I'm going to make him a little bit bigger. He's going to be the world's largest squirrel on the playground. Everyone's terrified of the big squirrel on the playground. All right. So now I've removed the background from that squirrel and put it on my playground. So now I just have a squirrel floating in midair on my playground. This is really fun though for students if they want to video themselves in the hallway and then they want to put themselves in a different backdrop. They can just put their video in and remove their background and they'll no longer be in the hallway. They can be on their backdrop wherever they have themselves there. You can do two videos. I could have a video playing in the background and a video playing on top of it. You can add those layers. Last but not least here, in my media, I can go into audio. I can add some low music. So I could put this music on and I can turn the volume really down. I can do a voiceover. So there we go. All right, I'm going to start recording. I'm recording about a squirrel and I'm just going to keep talking for just a second so I have a few seconds of a recording. All right, I put my audio in the wrong place, but that's no big deal. I can just move it over. You won't be able to hear it, but if I want music, my voice is playing. I've made really, really fast. And then when my students are finished, they can click download. They're going to download their video to their computer. Whatever they have it named up here is what it will download as. And then that will give my students a completed video that they can upload and show as well. So it is a very easy to use program for just creating those videos. They can make photos, they can make their animation move, they can just do audio. They don't have to even have the moving video at all. Yes, this could potentially bypass the need for a green screen. Correct. Yeah, it does really well. The only thing with removing the background that I have found is that if there are other people in the video, it will try to keep them like we were messing with it this weekend, and my mom's foot stayed in the video, and we were recording in the living room, and there's no eraser yet, but the eraser is coming. We're going to be able to go in and edit that and erase that out. So, it's coming. I know. I've seen it. It's going to happen. All right. Man, I knew this time was going to go by so fast for us. I want you guys to have the opportunity to get your level 1 badge. So that's this little cool creator badge right here where it says Adobe Creative Educator. I want to walk you through what you're going to submit to get your badge, because truly it doesn't matter if you have big, I just realized my date was wrong on this. I apologize about that. I will fix that. I want you to get your badge, and it will only take you a couple minutes, probably once we're done with the webinar today. It's very simple. All you have to do is click on the resource link here where it says ACE Level 1 badge. You're going to come in here and you're going to click, I already did this, so yours will say enroll now. You're going to click on the blue button that says enroll now, and I've added those slides, how to do that on this as well. If you click on the next slide, it'll show you what I'm going through, okay? Whoops, I've got to get back to where I need, there we go, enroll now. So when you go through that, you're enroll now, you're going to be launched into this course. It's going to tell you have to create a digital portfolio. Do not worry about the digital portfolio. For you guys to get your badge, all you need is your, I'm going to need your share link, and I'm going to show y'all how to get, I had to rethink because y'all don't have published to the web, but you have a share link you can give me. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on next, just next. And then down here, you're going to see where you can add in your link. So to get your link on your projects, since you guys are not publishing to the web, all you have to do on that project, let me go back in and open that project up. Where yours says share right here, and it says, do you guys have invite collaborators? And are you able to make this say anyone with the link? Just check. Okay, I've got some. Okay, I've got a yes. So I'm thinking that might be for me. Perfect. Okay, that'll work. If you go to share, invite collaborators, and do that, anyone with the link, copy that link either on your video or your graphic. It could be either one today. I don't care which one that you have. Go into this and you're going to paste that link
Brooke,
in. Yes.
I'm so sorry. We do not have anyone with the link. We have to invite people.
That's okay. Can you get a link at all? Is there a share copy link at all on there?
It looks like we need to add names or emails.
Okay,
and
so there's
only
not a link
invited people.
option.
Yeah,
Okay.
it says that you can only share it by people who are invited.
Okay, here's what I want you guys to do. Copy your link that's up here at the top in your Omnibox. Just grab your link that's at the top and then just put that link in the description area right here. And it can, of your video and your image, just put those links in the description. And then when you click next, it will still give you your badge. It will still give you your badge. Just click through the next and then you'll see confetti. And that will give you your little digital learning badge for today. I'm dedicated to getting y'all that digital badge.
I know we're low on time, but can you run through that again? Like, I feel like
sure
I got
can.
lost in trying to find the link and then
Yeah,
not seeing what you were
no
doing, and I
problem.
only have one screen.
No problem. No problem. Let's do that one more time. Okay. All right. If you have this resource slide open, let me go back. On this resource slide right here, if you click where it says ACE Level 1 edX Badge Course, when you click on that, it's going to open up to another site where you can click Enroll Now. And once you open that course, all you have to do, there's two pages. You're just going to click Next, Next, and then, but before you get to that next, I clicked Next too many times. Yay, we shared the confetti. Just put the link that's in the top of your Omnibox up here. Just put the link to either your video or your graphic and put that in to the body of that box that says, I think it says learning artifact or something like that. Just put that link in there and then click next. And when you see the confetti, you will have gotten your badge. Okay. Okay, I know I only have 5 minutes left. I had someone ask about the edit PDF, and I want to show it in 30 seconds. The easiest way now to do the editing PDF is to click on the plus sign and go to quick actions. And you'll see in here that you have edit PDF. So you just click on edit PDF. You can drag and drop from your computer the PDF. I have one. All right, we're going to open this up. I'm going to open my PDF that I had on my computer. It's preparing to edit. And then once it has finished preparing, I will be able to literally click on each of the sections and change the words, the type. It's now wanting to take a long time to, it does take a few minutes to get that uploaded, but then you'll be able to click on this. Now it doesn't save it anywhere for you to come back and make changes later. You'll have to download it right then. And then that will let you, it'll let you use those edits, and then you can just re-upload it, but it's not saving it. It usually takes a while. It doesn't normally take this long, but I think it's because I've been clicking on 3,000 things. So, okay, the attendance form that is on my slide is for me. I'm pretty sure, Stephanie, do you guys have one that you need them to do for this?
Yes, and I will put that in right now.
Okay.
Hold tight.
All right, let me make sure I say that again. The attendance form and the session evaluation that you guys see on my document, on mine right here, this one is for Adobe's attendance. If you don't get to it, that's fine. The one you need for your school district is the one that Stephanie is going to be putting in the chat right now. So make sure you do the link that's in the chat. That is the one that's the most important for you guys for your credit. I don't want that to be confusing. All right.
Thank you, Brooke.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
I know that was like fire hose to the face, Adobe Express with the badge.
Well, we have it recorded, so we'll
Perfect.
post it in the communities and get it out to all the attendees. So
Great.
perfect.
Yeah, and I
All
put
right.
that resource slide in the folder as well. So
Okay, thank you so much.
great, you guys. Thanks so much.